Good afternoon. My name is Denise Gonzalez. I'm the Program Director here at Conalma Health Foundation. Today, I'm making this presentation to the Grantmaking Committee about the 2015 grant cycle. This presentation will give you information about how the grant cycle process will be going this year, and an orientation for new and existing members, as we have changed some of the processes and ways that you will access applications and information for review. The Grantmaking Committee is very important to Conalma. It's even mentioned in our bylaws. The Grantmaking Committee monitors the administration of all the program activities of the Foundation and provides recommendations to the Board of Trustees with respect to the grant-making activities. So every year, you all get to decide what grants we make. The quality of the grant-making process really depends on active participation from the Grant-Making Committee. Let's talk a little bit about our funding priorities. Conalma, as you know, really supports systems change or policy work versus direct services. We always promote health equity. We have a very broad definition of health. We define it as anything that can be cultural, spiritual, physical, mental, and even economic well-being. We support uninsured and underserved populations and really emphasize our work on culturally diverse rural and tribal communities. We always look to communities for existing strengths and assets that can serve as solutions to community needs. This year, we had 2 open applications. One was for our Northern New Mexico Health Grant Group, which is decided by another committee that is made up of community members around the city of Los Alamos and the Hospital Auxiliary Board. What Conalma's grant committee is going to decide this year is the small grants. The grant criteria was that grants up to $15,000 would be awarded to organizations that were working to promote health equity. Priority is always given to applications that focus on making health-related systems more accessible, responsive, and capable of meeting the needs of our diverse communities, especially those in underserved systems or areas, such as the rural and tribal areas. We do not fund direct services. So one of the things that we also look for is we look for projects that involve collaboration. We like to see nonprofits working with multi-sector community members, such as for-profit government entities or other providers and services. We also like to have projects or fund projects that have multiple sources of funding. This ensures that each year, some of the projects that we fund will be able to sustain themselves after the project funding ends. Again, we really want to provide grants to organizations that promote systemic change in their work and not direct services. When we talk about systemic change, we always tell our applicants that systems change involves thinking about systems such as healthcare systems, economic systems, educational systems, or environmental systems that in order to impact a larger group, community, or society. Systems change focuses on better outcomes throughout a whole community, and it improves the ability of systems, providers, government, and communities to help everyone, not just a particular individual or family. So some of you may be asking yourselves, what are the tasks that we will be asked to do being on this committee? We have 34 small grant applications with their budgets that need to be reviewed. We also have 4 multi-year renewal grants. We awarded 4 multi-year grants last year. This will be the second year, and you will be asked to review their updated information and work plan for year 2. We also ask that the Grant-Making Committee participate in site visits. Site visitors complete a site visit report and submit this back to CONALMA. You will be assigned also to be a lead presenter at the Grant-Making Committee in October for 2 to 3 applicants. This includes doing a short presentation on the applicant's grant and grant proposal and report back to the committee on the site visitors report and your impressions. The multi-grant review, as I mentioned, were 4 organizations who received conditional 3-year grants starting in 2015. They were to receive $50,000 each year for a total of $150,000. You can see who the applicants were. You will be provided with a copy of their interim report, a new application with work plan and budget for 2016, and a site visit report conducted by Dolores Roybal and Denise Gonzalez. The timeline for all of this happening is that grant application and budgets are already loaded to Wigio. Site visit assignments have also been done and will be sent out on August 4th, 2015. Site visits should be completed by September 8th, and then the reports are due back to CONALMA by September 11th. All the site visit forms will be uploaded to Wigio by September 14th and the lead presenters assigned. We actually went ahead and assigned those lead presenters now. So when your time comes to do your presentation, you'll be asked to give information about the site visit. So it's important when you're assigned as either a lead presenter or second presenter that you really review the site visit form information thoroughly. The grant committee will be meeting on October 2nd, 2015 at CONALMA Health Foundation from 9 to 2. At that time, a vote will be taken and we will decide and complete recommendations to give to the Board of Trustees for their meeting the following Friday. As I mentioned, we have something new this year. In the past, we've given out information by email, which has resulted in some confusion and huge files that people would have to go through. Today, I'm happy to announce that we're going to be utilizing a tool called Wigio. You have already received an invitation using your email address that we have on file. This is how you will log on, and you will have to create your own password. I'm going to close my presentation now and give you a demonstration on what you will find on Wigio and how to access it. There's going to be forms and instructions, contact information, a list of the declined proposals, sample eVite invitation, and then information will be put on there about review and presentation process as we get closer to October 2nd. I'm going to go right into looking at that. So when you get onto Wigio, will have received an invitation to join, and it will have asked you to create a password. I am logging on as myself to just show you what information you will find on there. You will have access to what we are calling the Grant Review Committee folder. The first screen you will see will be the feed. You can largely ignore that. That just basically keeps a history of all the files that have been uploaded or any messages. So we haven't posted any messages, but we have uploaded quite a bit of files. I would go directly to the folders. In the folder area, you will see where it says 2015 Grant Review. If you click on that, it will give you a bunch of folders. We have, as I mentioned, already assigned site visits. You will be able to just click on and see what the assignments are. It will pull up a PDF. You will be able to see who the applicants are that we have selected to go to the grant-making committee and to receive a site visit. And you will see who the site visitor lead is and who the partner is. And again, we have already assigned the lead presenter and a backup presenter. On some of the site visits, we have asked that a grant-making committee member or board of director be invited to attend the site visit. So you will also find under that same file a summary of the partners. That is something we did a little bit different this year, is we actually counted how many site visits each person would be asked to do. And we tried to partner them up with just one person to make the scheduling easier. So for instance, I will be doing 3 site visits with Amy Dugan and 3 with Michelle Melendez. I'm going to go back to the folder. You're going to find all the applications. So under small applicants, if I click on that, you will see all the applications loaded. I'm just going to sort by name. So if you're assigned a site visit, you would simply go to that site visit's, that applicant's folder to find information. So I clicked on Doña Ana Place Matters. Here you can see I have loaded a grant application, their current budget, their site visit form, and a project budget. So each applicant will have 4 things in each folder that you will need to review. On the site visit form, I'm sorry, it takes a little while to pull up. You will see the site visit information. Let me scroll this up. You will have the organization information, the request information, and if we've ever funded them, you will have a history of their funding. And for this particular applicant, we have not funded them in the past. But the contact for that organization will be listed on this form. This is the person you will contact if you're the lead site visitor to arrange a visit with them. I'm going to go back to the folders. I have uploaded, so where I was just at was at the small applicants. There's the site visit assignments where I just showed you where all the assignments are and who you will be doing a site visit with. Here's the multi-year grantees. You will see the 4 grantees, and again, it will have their application, their interim report form because they've already had to report and their mid-year budget. As we get closer, we'll have their new information or their updated information for 2016. We also have on here some maps. This is just, I thought, information that you would like to have, just showing where the different CAC members or Board of Trustees are coming from. This is interesting or is helpful if you are a new board member. We also have contact information for the Board of Trustees and CAC members. That is also listed on here. We have the board roster and the CAC roster. So if you're assigned with somebody, here's their contact information in order to arrange site visits with them. We also have in here just the instructions for site visits and the forms. So we have the site visit instructions. They will be in here, as well as we have a site visit template. This is just an easy way to copy and paste it onto an email when you're ready to make your site visit appointment. So I've provided this template where you can just replace the highlighted information with the information, your information, and the information for the grantee or prospective grantee information. So again, that's just a template you can use. And we will have the instructions loaded on here. So we also have decided to give you information on the declinations this year. So you will see all the organizations that Dolores and I have vetted out. These projects, either there were stronger proposals to consider or they just didn't meet the criteria. So you can look at that information. We also have here, this is very important, this is a project report that came from looking at key findings, a roadmap for grant making and beyond. And this is just helpful to review what priorities CONALMA made and what they were looking at. This project was done in 2012 and just talks about sort of the recommendations that CONALMA was able to find to continue to participate in advocacy networks and to support collaborations throughout the state, and just recommendations to strengthen their grant making. So I will end the presentation here. If you need help, you can just call me at the CONALMA offices, which is 438-0776. I'm at extension 6, or you can email me, dgonzalez@conalma.org. I hope that everybody will find this process much easier this year. I wanted to provide as much information as possible to the grant making committee, and in order to make recommendations that are really fair and transparent and really speak to the heart of CONALMA's work that we do in New Mexico. Again, if you have any information, you can reach out to me. I will close this presentation now. Thank you.